Okay, I'm back. Hopefully I have signal up top here. Took a little bit of hiking, so I just ended the stream because I wouldn't be able to talk to you. This was quite an uphill little hike. It's a beautiful location here. It's an amazing location. So as you all get in here into the room, I'll start again fresh. But I'll go down to a place here because up top here, even though it's gorgeous, it has a lot more wind. So, oh, good. Awesome. Well, I'm happy everybody is here. And let me walk down here to a place where there'll be less wind and hopefully I maintain a signal. Because there's just some things that I want to get out to you. It's about preparation. What kind of preparation do you need? Excuse the little hiking here. I'm just trying not to bust my ass along the way trying to give you a message. Wouldn't that be terrible if I fell off a cliff going live? Ah! Sorry. Sometimes you have to have fun. Okay, how's this spot? Can you all hear me fine? Let me know if you can hear me and the signal is good here. Stream is coming through. All right. No wind, greetings, blessings, good preparation. Tracy, good to see you, Tracy. Good to see Tony, Tina Howard, Lynn McGraw. This is much harder on the phone, folks, because they go by much faster because they only show 5 at a time. So, Alley Oop, Nelson, Almeida, Doug, Yoda. Boy, see, there they go. Sarah, Donna, Nikki Hampton, good to see all of you. So, what I really just wanted to talk to you about, because there are plenty of people out there telling you what is happening, and they're doing amazing work. High Impact Vlogs has done some incredible work. You've got Corbett Report, amazing. He's pointing out everything you need to know. I don't need to rehash these things, and that's not our job. This is about preparation. If we're doing the work of Christ, then we are preparing people for what is coming. Because when you understand not just the political arena, but you understand the economics, you understand the technological elements to it, you understand what they're trying to accomplish, you understand ancient scriptures, you've gone over this. This is something that when somebody like me or the High Impact Vlogs guy or the Corbett Report or any of these people that are truly focused on these things, they're not falling into the political banter and becoming somebody and, you know, rallying for the president because they know better. They know that this doesn't go down without the permission of these people. This is not a secretive operation from anyone at high levels of government, and it is becoming no longer a secretive operation at any level of government. All levels of government are joining in this, taking away rights, removing them. They will never return, folks. Those rights do not come back. They don't, because they've shown that they can violate them. And the result that they got is nada. Nada. Why? Because there's certain segments of people that are really not, they're armed, but they're not going to war because they have this false hope. Well, if you don't think that the strategists that run these types of operations are not genius strategists, and if you think that they don't know how to really utilize the data that they've obtained from all of us, it is remarkable. Right now, what is taking place, I urge you to watch the video that I posted in the community section of High Impact Blogs. Follow the things. If you have doubts, listen to him. Research it. Find it. You'll find that he's right. Trust me, you'll find that he's correct. You'll also hear things that he's saying about it that I've been saying for 3 years to you. I've been saying for 10 plus years when I started to flee from the systems of this world for this very reason, because this was coming. It took me that long to prepare myself where I feel comfortable with what's coming. Yes, high impact vlogs. So if you want to know how much this relates to the days of Christ, you need only to look to the leper colonies. Why did Jesus have 5,000 people? It wasn't because they all came across the river. They were already there. They were in these remote places, in these desolate places. He also knew the people, the condition of the people that were there. He most likely knew when he said, hey, take your loaves of bread and go feed those 5,000. He most likely knew that those 5,000 people had been hoarding food too, just like people are doing today. They had food. They just told people they didn't. So no one would take it. Do you understand the psychology that you're going to be approaching with people? It will be different. This is going to be different to look at these people and understand. You won't be able to go, oh, well, they'll react this way. They will react in ways that's inhumane, because they will cast you out, because you will be vilified so greatly that you don't care about anybody in the world because you refuse to be vaccinated, because you refuse to be part of their system. This is coming. These colonies will exist. I saw visions 10 years ago with millions of people. At the time, the place that I was at, I was standing among 12 million people. There isn't one vision that I've had as far as what is going to take place that hasn't come true. That will come true. I stand on that. I stand on it and I count on it, because the minute I don't, it'll happen and then I'll be destroyed. I have to maintain my crown. I have to maintain these things, because this is the way. This is the truth. This is the life. There will be a war. There will be ultimately a civil war, and they will be going after these people that are doing this. That civil war won't do anything except kill millions of people and steal millions of souls, because all they're doing is feeding right back into the beast that will establish a new history. This is how they think. That will establish a new history. They're going to have a new story to tell, and they'll have another Jesus story to tell you. And that story needs to be about you, because we hope that this is the end of the ages. And I've been shown that it is, but I don't pretend to always know exactly what that means. This is where I put that thing on the shelf and I go, really, I have to contemplate that, because that's a big thought. It's a big thought, understanding and recognizing the repetitive motion of this world. The enemy, this thing, the Vesica Pisces, the sacred geometry that everybody has seen as the flower of life, is literally the integration of it is it's the flower of the enemy. He built a beautiful cage for you so you don't see the bars. See, in prison, at least they just put the bar straight up and down. They let you know that you're in there. But the enemy, he creates this beautiful flower of life. It's the flower of his life, the one that he wants you to have. And they all work for him. If you didn't know, government is God. This is how they see this. The government is God. If you read the scriptures and you watch all of the religious factions and you see how they're operating, they are understanding by their fruits, they are demonstrating that they believe government is God, and God, supernaturally somewhere else, somehow controls them. Foolish preachers, ones that mislead people, foolish ones that will lead them into the slaughter. I would rather be slaughtered than to tell you that they're okay, that they're on your side, that we're all in this together. We're not. Make no mistake about it. We are not in this together. We are, but not everybody. This is where you need to learn. So I had told a story, and I'm going to tell a little bit deeper right now, is that when I first got to prison, and I was in a dorm with about 24 guys. Now, there was a lot of stuff happening in that dorm that was illegal already. I walked right in. There were people that had things that they were making stuff. Lots of things happening. And a lot of rough folks. And I'm just getting familiar. I'm just getting settled in. I had already gone through hell in LA County Jail for a year. But I didn't realize how different prisons worked. And so a guy tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Hey, you better lace up your boots." And I'm in my underwear getting my bunk all ready. I'm going to go to bed in an hour. It's all good. And it wasn't good because there was a riot about to start. And so when that dorm went off, I was found with bare feet. And when 4 guys are coming at you and you're trying to brace yourself on a concrete floor that is now drenched with other men's sweat because they're fighting, you end up sliding. And the very first thing that your feet run into are the concrete and steel bolted cleats of the bunks. And so all of the pressure of those 4 guys or 5 guys or 10 guys comes down on that single foot. Well, I couldn't walk for a few months after that. And I didn't want to go to the hospital. I didn't want to do that inside the prison because that's never good either. So I just tended to it. But I'll tell you one thing. I learned that I needed to lace up my boots and that I would pay attention to my surroundings and I would never be caught without my boots again. And that is how you also need to be spiritually. You need to boot up. You need to armor up. And to help some people as to what that means. Armor up. The chest plate of righteousness is knowing that this is happening. Knowing what they are doing. Not following the robotic rhetoric that the people are now espousing to you, that it's for the good of all that we all do this. So, as I've said, this is going to be a time when you need to have that chest plate of righteousness and know that your heart is in the right place. Know that you don't want to murder these people. Boy, the anger is good. Christ said, be angry and don't let the sun go down on your anger. But it's how we have to understand the positioning, because your crown and who you are in your soul is far too important to allow that anger to translate into something that becomes a tool of them to recapture you into this nightmare. Because this nightmare is what the ancient people have been telling us about over and over. The people do X, Y, Z, and just after they do that, the sun and cosmological systems wipes a whole lot of things out and humbles everyone. Well, that's coming too. And that's how you can rest that you don't need to fight these evil people. Trust me, they get theirs. Oh, they get theirs. Because they think they've built their kingdoms. They think they've built their caves in the mountains. They think that's going to help them. It's not. They are desperately clinging to the enemy's world. This whole thing. This is his. He owns this. The enemy owns this world, yes. It's amazing how few people still see that. I see new Christians come to the channel and understand it in a different way, and boy, they sure get a wake-up call. So I've received more hate mail lately than I have in quite some time, but I ignore that even more today than I ever have. I ignore stupidity from other channels. I mean, come on, just look at the fruits these people are producing. Do they want to help you? Or do they want to argue with another channel so they can get views? This shows you how little they actually know of what's going on. How little they know of what is going on. Folks, I'm not trying to panic anyone. Do I look panicked? Do I sound like I'm panicked? I'm not. Not for me. I am for everyone else. Because I know what they're going to go through. I went through it already. Because I was shown these things in such reality that it altered everything about me. It was a death. I was crucified by everybody as a result of it. And I did rise and come to you right now. And this is what you will do. This is the cross. And this is why the cross, to those that are perishing, is folly. It's stupidity to them. See, now that doesn't make me go, well, screw them then. No. That will always rest on my heart. That pain will always rest on my heart. I just watched someone die. I watched somebody give up life. Christ said that there is no greater friend than a friend that is willing to lay down his life, his physical life too. Lay it down. Oh, he was murdered, but only because he let them, because he walked into it. Why? To demonstrate to you, the people, just what they are willing to do to you and to anyone that doesn't comply with this order. I cannot express to you, they will see Christ then as they do, and as Pilate and Herod and everybody saw him as a rabble-rouser, somebody that could stir up rebellion and civil unrest, civil war, because they had lots of rebellions. Trust me, he didn't tell them to rebel and fight, but he certainly wasn't discouraging them, because it's not his place to tell them what to do. And so his words became fuel for those that were willing to fight, and that's why they killed him. I don't expect anything different to happen to myself or anyone else, any one of you that stand in the same way that I end up standing, that Malia will end up standing, that many that I know that are close to me, they will stand, and they will have to flee, because they're not going to take their own life. That would be a complete waste to take their own life. And here's the reason why it'll be a complete waste to take your own life. Because if you're going to die, then you want that story. You want that testimony. It's yours. You will be saved by that testimony. Because you're saved by whose testimony? Yours. Not mine. My testimony could have helped you find yours. I will never be your Savior. Christ in you is, however, if I helped you find that, then there can be gratefulness in that, but that's for you to be grateful to Christ who found you. And you'll understand this so profoundly when you begin witnessing others like you. It will strengthen you, that armor of you knowing nothing anyone says to you, all of those darts will bounce right off of you. They will never be able to impact your heart. Your feet, as I said, boot up. Your sandals shod your feet. Why? Because the walk that will be required will be like hiking into these mountains and finding caves, and yes, might include that. But you better be ready to walk and walk it out. And if walking it out for some of you, if you're not able to walk anywhere, then walking it out will be that short trip to the front door to tell them, you know what? That will be your walk. And that is the same walk. That will be your path up the hill. That will be you carrying your cross. That'll be you. You'll do that. Not me. I will carry my own cross. I have, and I continue to do so. And if I have to lay down my life to prove it, and I get that opportunity, do you think I'm going to deny that opportunity to show you that they are who they say they are? I'll take that in a second. Right now, you put a cross up on this hill and you tell me if I don't vaccinate, then you're going to hang me on it. I'll do it right now so all of you can see. So when this happens, you will understand that that crown that you have on your head, that chest plate of righteousness, that those, I'm telling you, those boots, that you're ready to walk it. That you're ready to walk it. Now, I'll tell you when I'm going to the desert. You'll know, you'll find me. I promise you one thing, if I'm there, I won't be silent. And occasionally, I might actually come back out here into the world and taunt them a bit. Many people have come to me and said, why don't you talk about this issue and that issue and that issue? And I'll tell you again, all of those single issues, all of these little tiny things in the world, all of our worries, all of our concerns, oh, where's the money going to go? All of that stuff is pimples on a dragon. And I kill dragons. Stay tuned. It's getting real.